Guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video on the channel. Today we have Game Week 11 predictions for the Premier League, and I'm joined by Philip.
Sorry I look like Jesus, by the way, I can't sort the camera out. I'm back to ruin it.
Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. By the time this goes up, we could have hit 800 subscribers. I don't really know yet, but at the moment, let's do a live check. At the moment, we're on 796. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and smack my ball to be notified when I upload. On Saturday and Monday, we will have the last Champions League and Europa League match day fixtures. So subscribe for all that, and let's get into the video. So yeah, as you can see below us, we have our percentages. I'm adding the percentages for the first time since I last done these with Philip, or a couple of weeks after, I don't know. And the updated thing for me is 41% and 6% because I've done 100 games. So the first game this week is in 48 hours, and it is Aston Villa taking on Newcastle. This morning I got a notification from Sky Sports saying that Newcastle have COVID. A massive outbreak within the Magpies has hit them, and they don't, I presume the game might not go ahead, but because we work for the FA, this game's going ahead because I told you it's going ahead.
Are you sure about that?
And Aston Villa, they're going to bounce back after their loss to West Ham. They slaughtered them, to be honest, but West Ham that was clinical in the final third compared to Aston Villa. For this game, I am going with a 2-0 Aston Villa win. If Newcastle have COVID players, then Villa should win. There's a chance for them to get some momentum back after their good start to the season, and they've dipped off. Of course, they beat that small team, Arsenal, but you know they have dipped off recently.
It'd be interesting to see. I don't think there's been any reports as to who exactly has, or how many players actually have COVID out of the Newcastle team, but I know that they've not been going to their training ground as a precaution, which is obviously going to be detrimental unless they're training in the local park. Perhaps a lot of youngsters will play, maybe Andy Carroll, if he's not got
that young man.
Will play, and he'll score a goal if he plays, but Villa will score 2 because they've been training.
So if I get training, does that mean I'm going to score 2 against Newcastle? The next game is Burnley taking on Everton. Burnley got absolutely hammered for the 3rd time in a row at the Etihad. At the Etihad, losing 5-0. And Everton, like Aston Villa,
it could have been 6, couldn't it? But one got ruled out.
Everton, just like Aston Villa, they had a good start, and they've pretty much gone Burnley are a bit shit though this season, so I do fancy Everton to win because they've got the better team out of the two. Calvert-Lewin, he likes a goal against Burnley, so I'm going with a 2-1 win for Everton.
Yeah, Burnley, if you could keep being shit, please, that'd be very nice. Obviously, you're on 6 points, and we're on 7 points. So if you could keep being shit, you're gonna lose 3-1. I'm giving you a goal. What's going to happen with Sean Dyche? Obviously they're having a stinker. Do they remain loyal, or does he need to get out of that club? Like Eddie Howe obviously had his time with Bournemouth last season come to an end. I don't know whether that was a sacking or left by mutual consent or whatever. But yeah, does Sean Dyche need to go? What's your thoughts?
I think he's outstayed his welcome. You know, there's a certain amount that people can take, and eating cement every day for like the last 8 years is too much. Now moving on to Manchester City versus Fulham. I will let the Derby fan go first.
Obviously we're going to beat them, really, if you think about it. Norwich beat City.
You've already beaten a Big 6 team in Leicester, so...
Norwich beat Manchester City, so we have every right to do so, don't you think? Obviously. I mean, obviously I'm living on about 4 different dimensions up there somewhere. But if you think about it realistically, this is going to be a very, very rough game. Obviously we're riding off of the confidence of the Leicester win. Finally scoring a penalty, wow. Fuck me, it feels good to score a penalty. And fuck me, I look like Brad Pitt today. We've got Tosin Darabayo and Joachim Andersen, who are quite a solid partnership together actually. Not sure when Tete's back, because not as much as he is good, he's not very good at defending, which is what we need him to do. And Tete, I think, is more accomplished as a defender, and I want him back, so please come back. And in terms of a score prediction, Got to be realistic with my realistic hat on. My realistic hat on. Thinking with my realistic hat on, we've got to go with a 3-0 win to Manchester City. But if I take my realistic hat off, we're going to win 6-1.
Yeah. That tossing, I don't know who he is. He is playing against his old club, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's going to contribute very well. As he scores an own goal, and Sterling's going to score.
He's going to toss the win away.
Man City going to win 5-0.
I think we're morally better than Burnley. So can you please take 2 off of that score?
I'm going to go 5-0 to Manchester City. I took them off and I put them back on. Moving on to West Ham versus Manchester United. Yeah, 2 informed teams, 2 of the most informed teams in the league at the minute. West Ham beating Aston Villa 2-1 yesterday, and Manchester United somehow beating Southampton 3-2. Two teams that were lucky to win. So yeah, West Ham and Manchester United, they're informed teams, and they both won their last games when really they shouldn't have. And they're not going to win this week, either of them, because I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw. David Moyes has done something to West Ham. At the start of the season they was, and now they're going
papering over the cracks though, really, surely.
Yeah, ever since Lanzini fired that cunt in Rocket in, they've been a different team.
For the 2 informed teams being in form, that means that it's going to be a competitive game. So for that reason, they're going to score a goal apiece, and it's going to be 1-1.
Now moving on to Chelsea versus Leeds. Chelsea in their last game should have really beaten Spurs with Giroud, but then Lo Celso, if he was a bit better, then we would have equalised, so it would have been a draw. And Leeds, they like a game against the bigger teams, unless you're Leicester. I think this is a tough game. Now Chelsea, the trend this season is they don't pick up points against the bigger teams, they pick them up against the smaller teams, and unfortunately Leeds have fallen into that smaller category now, and I think this is going to be a wild draw.
The hype around Leeds has died, isn't it, really? The hype around Leeds
it's
died, isn't it? They're mid-table.
Mid-table.
And they're not troubling the top 6, and they're not going down.
But I think they could trouble the top 6 here.
They could do next season if they continue.
They could do Wolves.
Yeah, but I think at the moment they're just picking up points where they can.
They're up and down.
Yeah.
They drew to Arsenal, but this season Arsenal aren't a Big 6 team. I think it's time we replace Arsenal with Leicester as the Big 6 team.
Arsenal fans, if you're there, Slayton, I'll laugh at it.
I don't. Do you know what I laugh at?
What?
I have a neck ache from trying to find them in the table.
If you got that shitty TikTok, can you insert it in this thing and just see how shite it is?
Oh, it's low. Wow, look at that.
Of course we could have another Spygate, but COVID restrictions, so we're not going to have that.
It's drone. Chelsea have 6 clean sheets in their last 8.
Yes, didn't think about it.
Bang.
Mendy has 8 clean sheets in his last 11 appearances.
Good at keeping goals away. Thiago Silva, he had a rotten first game, but since then has done really well. I don't think they're going to keep the clean sheet against Leeds though, because they can score goals. Patrick Bamford, obviously, surprisingly doing quite well. And they've got good midfield, good goal scoring midfielders. I really like Jack Harrison as well. Yeah, I think Chelsea are going to win. I think they're going to win 2-1. Obviously, they just have that bit more quality than what Leeds do.
Moving on to West Brom, as I've put it on here, versus Crystal Cardiff Castle.
Yes, mate. Yes.
Now, West Brom in their last game, they beat Sheffield United 1-0, and Cardiff Castle, they lost 2-0 to Newcastle. I really couldn't give a shit about this game because West Brom, I just think they're really boring, and every game that they play I skip because I don't like speaking about it. So I'm going with another 1-0 win for the Baggies!
Wow. Spark, does that mean the end for Roy Hodgson? Probably.
No, it doesn't.
Really? I think, as much as I love the guy, I think they just need a change up. Yeah, it's probably, I don't know whether this game, if they lose, is going to end Roy Hodgson's career at Crystal Palace. Probably his career in general. I mean, he's fucking ancient now. And as for West Brom, they try.
West Brom,
they try. And I respect them because they haven't changed the way that they want to play, and they are a team like us that have come up. No one's given them the benefit of the doubt, and we're stinking it up together. So in terms of score prediction for this game, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw again.
Moving on to Sheffield United versus Leicester. Realistically, should be a winnable game for Leicester, but everyone thought that about the game against...
Who slapped him? Who slapped him? Who slapped him on their agar?
No.
And what did I tell you? I'm not...
See, if I'd done Leicester to win our half, I would have won my bet. Actually, no, not because Aston Villa didn't.
We were 2-0 up in the first half. Suck on that.
Yeah, and then Leicester won the second half 1-0.
Yeah, they won the second half 1-0.
And Sheffield United, they're going to get relegated. They're doing a Huddersfield pretty much. But I do think they're going to collect a point here against Leicester. I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw. Leicester have a crucial game in Luhansk against Zorya Luhansk in the Europa League.
What a crucial game. Fuck me. What a real tough team to beat when you think about it.
It's the travelling that I'm thinking of.
Well, in that
I think I'm going to take a wild guess and say they're from Ukraine.
Zorya Luhansk. I'm going to say they're from the Czech Republic.
Zorya Luhansk are from the Ukrainian Premier League. What do you know? What a guess!
Chris Wilder, another manager. Do you sack him?
Grip.
Do you sack him?
I wouldn't. No.
I wouldn't either, because I mean, for what he done for them last season, I think he deserves the amount of time, any amount of time that he can get to try and put it right. I mean, no one expected Sheffield to stay up anyway, so look at Huddersfield when they got rid of Daniel Farr?
No? David Wagner.
David Wagner.
People say he looks like my dad.
No.
That's what people say.
Because he has hair. Yeah, in terms of the score prediction, Leicester are going to want to bounce back after an embarrassing defeat to a little club called Fulham. And yeah, they're going to win 3-1. And they're what, a Sheffield on 1 point?
Yeah.
Yeah, unlucky.
Now moving on to arguably the smallest game of the season. It is the North London derby, Tottenham versus Arsenal. Now there will be a separate video on this coming out because I liked doing that last week. Yeah, so this is a bit of an unusual North London derby because Spurs are top and Arsenal are 14th. I won't go too in depth. If you want to see the separate video, it will be out on Friday at 4:30. My score prediction for this game, you could say it's very optimistic, but I just think we're gonna go like Arsenal bend over. Take your trousers down. As we win 4-0 and Kane and Sam rip their arseholes apart.
If that happened,
if they're playing the way they played against Wolves,
Ashley would have to escape to another country. Really?
Arteta will be sacked if he loses this game.
You think so? I think he's.
Yes.
I think he's in for a long term. I think it's a project that they're building there.
And also, this is just prime example. Who the fuck's Aubameyang?
Obviously, the bigger North London derby is. Trying to think of the name of the team now.
Hashtag United versus Bournemouth.
Yes, that's it. Bournemouth was Hashtag United versus Bournemouth. But obviously, we have to talk about this as they're a team that begin with TNA. Yeah, Arsenal, bit stinky at the moment, aren't they? Not firing going forward at all. Partey's injured.
Yeah, but I think that reduces the goal really, because if he was playing, we would have won 5-0.
David Luiz nearly killed the man. And remember at the start of the season, all them Arsenal fans, party. Yeah, it's not worked out very well.
Groovy moves.
Party. It's not worked out very well.
Can I just say, if you've given them a goal, you can fuck off.
No, I haven't.
Get in there.
Jeremy Lynch. Fucking that's what happens when you don't sign Jeremy Lynch, guys. Fucking hell. It's sort your creative attack in the shootout. So, yeah, you're going to lose 3-0. Jose obviously knows how to get his men firing for a game. I mean, look at fucking Manchester United. I mean, look at fucking Manchester City.
Yeah. But this is a different game. I don't think we'll sit back and relax.
Form goes out the window. No,
No,
because
it
Arsenal are actually pretty incredibly shit at the moment. So,
Yes.
yeah, you're going to lose 3-0 on Arsenal. Sorry.
Now moving on to Liverpool versus Wolves. First things first.
I'm a realist.
No one's ever going to watch this, or him, but yeah, have a good recovery, mate. And Liverpool, somehow they pull out results out their arse. They drew against Brighton on the weekend, but, you know, their defending's a bit shambolic, so possibly Pondence and Neto could have a field day against Liverpool.
Jota's carrying them, really.
Yes, that's where I'm going here. Jota against his old club. I think he's got a point to prove because Wolves didn't want to let him go. And Liverpool, they're doing okay. They're whipping results out of their arses when they need to, apart from Atlanta last week. So you could say they're on a bit of a downward slope, but you know, you think about the West Ham game, they edged the result out narrowly, and I think they're going to do the same here against another WU team, and they're going to win 2-1.
We've gone with the same score, for pretty much the same reasons. Just somehow, some way, Liverpool managed to
figure it out.
Figure it out, yeah. Well, there you go. And Wolves are now going to be without their main man for I don't know how long, as long as he needs. Obviously, you and Ryan Mason, you know, I mean, he wasn't playing for you at the time, but still.
Who was he playing for at the time?
Hull, yeah, he was playing for Hull.
Against Chelsea.
Against Chelsea, yeah. You get a goal because you have a very creative team, very attacking.
Yeah, Pondence and Neto are good little players.
Yeah. I think probably Jota will score.
Yeah.
Don't know whether he'll celebrate or not, but
I doubt it. Yeah, and the last game this week is Brighton versus Southampton. We've had all these big games, and we're ending on Brighton-Southampton. Brighton, in their last game, they
drew with Liverpool.
Yeah. And Southampton, they narrowly lost to Manchester United.
Did you see what Ralph Hasenhüttl said? You know you've done well when when Manchester United are celebrating like they won the league in the changing room. What a shot! Classic. I love it.
What was just happened to your hair? I think Southampton have enough class. James Ward-Prowse, quality free kick taker.
James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, and I think Southampton are going to win this game 2-1 to get back on track.
Yeah, Southampton have actually been a really good team. I really like the way that Ralph Hasenhüttl sets his team up and the way that they play. Brighton, I do actually like Graham Potter quite a lot. And I think that sometimes this season they have played well and they have got results. But I don't think Brighton are going to win this game. I think Southampton are going to win 2-1.
So yeah, that is going to be it for the video. Make sure you subscribe, as I said earlier, and like the video and comment your predictions on the team that you support or any game you're interested in. I'll give it a like and I'll reply. And that will be it from us. We'll see you later. Goodbye.